Hey guys, it's Nick from This here. I really enjoy doing these article debunk videos, and it's been a while since I've done one. I finally found an article fitting for a video. Check it out. This is a CBR article titled, Why Mortal Kombat 1's second DLC pack should include a UFC crossover. I'm here to tell you why this shouldn't happen. Right off the bat, I shook my head, with UFC fighters being compared to Mortal Kombat's guests. The addition of popular characters like Terminator, Predator, and Joker in recent years shows that Mortal Kombat fans want fighters with cool techniques and gut-wrenching fatalities. If you think about it though, none of those characters mentioned are martial artists. Not to mention, they're all fictional characters who use weapons or have wacky abilities. And, people actually know who they are. I'm sorry, but who the fuck is Alex Pereira? Let's compare his Google searches across the world since Google began, compared to the Joker's. Yeah, come on, be for real. Nobody would be buying this except for UFC fans. The only reason this article even mentions these two fighters is because they had a match the day before. It just feels like a weird promotion or using current events to try and get extra clicks. No disrespect to you if you're a fan of the UFC, obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm sure even most fans can agree these fighters playing themselves in Mortal Kombat would be weird. Realistically speaking, not many people outside of UFC fans know who most of these fighters are, other than maybe Conor McGregor, and even then, I still don't think that means he should be added as an MK fighter. Who knows if he'd even be interested in such a thing? It doesn't matter if it's an alien, slasher, or god. All MK fans want are fighters with cool techniques and combos, and who can produce gut-wrenching, squeamish fatalities. It does matter though. All the above sounds badass and perfect for Mortal Kombat. You know what doesn't? A regular guy fighting in his underwear. Also, what would a UFC fighter's fatality even be? They keep mentioning gut-wrenching fatalities, like what is a UFC fighter doing to kill somebody? Pinning the opponent to the ground and gonna wrestle around on the floor with them for 5 minutes? The article then goes on to talk about how some of these fighters dress up and act like samurais and ancient warriors, and somehow that equates to being Mortal Kombat worthy. Oh, this guy has a sword. He's really perfect for Mortal Kombat. If they have to make up powers for these people, it's probably not worth the effort. Especially when you can pick fictional characters that already have established abilities and will actually sell well. Ronda Rousey's performance as Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat 11 is mentioned here, but they failed to mention that it wasn't received well. It's not like that's the same thing anyways, because Ronda voiced a character, she didn't play herself. It's like mentioning John Cena as Peacemaker. That's not a WWE crossover. To my understanding, Ed Boon has never shown interest in the UFC, barely tweeting about it, if ever. He usually talks about fictional characters, including guests we've seen in Mortal Kombat games, even before they were included. I just have to ask, why? Okay, I understand if you're a UFC fan, you might be gunning for this idea more than the average MK fan, but I like plenty of franchises that I don't think fit in Mortal Kombat. I really like the show The Office. Do I think Dwight Schrute should be a combatant? Obviously not. I respect UFC as a sport and love the UFC video games, but I want guests that are badass and recognizable, and most importantly, fitting to the franchise. It would feel so out of place including regular people with no powers or abilities, just realistic fighting. Did we forget about Cole Young? For the first half of his movie, he was a regular MMA fighter with nothing unique about him. And I feel like that could have led to a big part of why people didn't like him. He didn't fit in the universe very well, and neither would any real UFC fighter. At the most, I could see more fighters like Ronda playing MK characters, but not playing themselves. Finally, the article mentions that the UFC is up for expanding its collaborations, which I believe, but that doesn't mean NetherRealm and Warner Bros. Would share this mutual feeling. Personally, I've never seen anybody requesting UFC fighters as guests until I read this. This article doesn't give any valid reasons or thought-provoking ideas for why this crossover would work, other than the fact that they're fighters and MK fans love guests. Of course, I respect if you do want to see this kind of thing, as everyone is entitled to their opinions, but for me, it's a horrible idea and one that I don't think will ever happen. It's not often real people get added to fictional video games as themselves, and in rare cases like Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight, it's mostly because they're widely recognized by the general public. And that's it for the article, Debunk. What'd you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, this has been Nick from See you later.